Fact and follow-up segment tonight. Last night, we reported that the Southern Poverty Law Center labeled Dr. Ben Carson an extremist. That after Dr. Carson said this.
Marriage is between a man and a woman. It's a well-established, fundamental pillar of society. NAMBLA, be they people who believe in bestiality, it doesn't matter what they are. They don't get to change the definition.
Dr. Ben Carson, the author of the book One Nation, joins us now from Boynton Beach, Florida. There's the book. All right, now, I have some good news for you, Doctor. Just right before airtime, we got the statement from the Southern Poverty Law Center, which says that you are no longer an extremist. You're off the list. So they got heavy heat.
I was cleansed.
Yeah, after we did the story last night, they got heavy heat because it's a freedom of speech deal, and they can't be doing that. But your reaction to the whole situation?
Well, you know, first of all, I want to thank all the people who have spoken up in my behalf. I think it's obviously quite ridiculous. You know, I don't think there's any equivalence between homosexuality and those other things that were mentioned. My point was that if you change it for one group, you'll have to change it for another group. I think everybody should have choice. Any two consenting adults can have any kind of relationship they want. I wouldn't try to impose my view upon them. But I do believe that a family where there's a mother and a father and a loving environment is the best place to raise children. And there are many sociological studies to verify that.
It's the foundation, or it has been, of this country, the traditional family that works toward common goals. The problem was that, and you're running for president or considering it, when you mention a NAMBLA or bestiality or whatever, it doesn't matter the context of what you put it in. That the people who don't like you, and the Southern Poverty Law Center is among those, because they don't believe in traditional marriage. They believe in inclusion. Everybody should have the same access to marriage. You know, and if you were to say, well, we want to marry 3 or 4 people, pluralism, they would say fine. I mean, they don't care. But once you use a NAMBLA, then you give your enemies the ability to distort what you said, and that's what happened here.
You'll notice that I didn't use it in my response to you, but I would like to ask them the question: what position could a person take who believes in traditional marriage and has no animosity whatsoever toward gays? What position could they take other than embracing gay marriage that would be acceptable to the gay community? I would be very interested in
it. Isn't the gay community so much? I mean, I think the gay community does want to have legalized marriage, but it's the left wing which basically says if you, Dr. Carson, oppose gay marriage, then you are a civil rights abuser, because it's a civil right. Marriage is a civil right. You can't deny it to anyone. So that's the tack that they've taken, and it's worked. It's worked.
Well, it's worked to shut people up because they're afraid that they might end up on that list. And I don't think most Americans actually believe that. We need to get back to a place where people feel free to express themselves and not to be intimidated by political correctness. It's destroying our nation. And there was a reason that our founders had the very first amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. We can never allow that to leave us. Freedom is not free. We have to fight for it every day.
That is one of the points, but also in the courts, the accusation that if you oppose gay marriage, you are a civil rights abuser has taken deep root. 20 years ago, you would never have had these federal judges doing this, but now they do.
And that's the reason the Constitution says those civil issues should be done at the state level, because those state judges are going to answer to the people. The federal judges don't have to.
And I agree 100%. Doctor, thanks very much. We're glad you're off the list.